Somewhere in the late 2000s, we filmed this footage down by the arch. This is in St. Louis, Missouri. That's my friend Mike. And I had to take the sound out of this video because it was horrible. There was too much wind noise. And behind him is one of two casinos that were down on the riverfront. That's in Illinois. That was the Casino Queen behind Mike. And off to the left of Mike, upriver, was the Admiral. This boat, the Casino Queen behind Mike, was later dismantled up in Alton. That's where they said they were going to take the Admiral. This is me on Channel 5 in St. Louis.
They'll be taking off close to 3,000 tons of materials. Steel, iron, and the sheet metal exterior, not as valuable, but like the rest, will be recycled. Right now, the upper deck has to go. A spokesperson for the Admiral's owners explains.
We're taking the deck house structure down so that we can reduce the vertical clearance requirements so that she'll fit under the bridges.
Under this railroad bridge, the Mississippi may be below flood stage, but the water is still predicted to be too high for the Admiral to clear the Merchants Bridge near the McKinley Bridge. The only sure way for smooth sailing underneath is taking off the Admiral's top. The ship will be towed to a scrapyard in Alton. John Vaughn is getting some final shots of the Admiral.
It's a piece of history, and unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a place for it. It's an expensive thing to take care of if someone were to have moved it.
Moving it to an Alton scrapyard is an 8 to 10 hour tow. So many St. Louisans say they're sad to see it go.
If a ship has a heart and soul, it's her propulsion system and her crew, and that's long gone for the Admiral.
Kathleen Berger, News Channel 5.
Also to be considered, the water level in what's called the Alton Pool, the location of the scrapyards. The water there is low, too low for a ship to enter, so it's expected the Admiral won't be able to leave St. Louis for another 2 to 3 weeks. In that time, the owners will make a final decision on where the Admiral will end up.
They announced the final auction for the Admiral, and we went. We were able to explore all kinds of places. I had my camera with me, and this is the footage that I got. I didn't really get any footage of the auction because I don't think we were really supposed to do this, but I figured it had to be done. I wish I would have got more footage, but I didn't have any idea that I'd have a website like I do now, or a YouTube channel like this. But if I did know, I would have got much more footage because we went everywhere. In fact, we went down to the lowest deck, the basement, I guess you'd say, and we saw the famous hole that was in the hull, but I didn't get any footage of that. At one point, we went down to the casino's surveillance room that still had videotapes in it of people trying to cheat at the card games.
That's the Casino Queen, the old Casino Queen, the boat. Lost a lot of money there, but I've also won some money. But it was all fun. I miss that boat. We all do. Sit on the roof too. Miss all that stuff. Yeah, still a cool looking boat. Jim, you like it?
Yeah, it was a cool boat. See where they close it down. Cheap drinks.
Yeah, good atmosphere.
Good atmosphere. Watch the river on it. It's nice. Lose money.
The Casino Queen is still there. It's no longer a boat, but it's a building behind that hotel building. But on the boat, you used to be able to sit on the top deck and watch the
25-cent
boats go
roulette.
by.
Catching cheapo roulette.
These are the only pictures that I have from the auction.
Coming across. In the ocean, known as the Mississippi. Ain't that bad. Yeah, it's close to get to the bridge. Woo!
I guess they decided to take the boat not to Alton, but to Wood River, Illinois. And so we watched the Admiral on its last cruise. There was no calliope this day, only silence. To Wood River to be scrapped, and it floated the whole time. Even when it was down to just the hull, it stayed afloat. This is present day 2020. There's nothing down here. It's a forgotten part of the landing. You can still walk down here, but you can't drive down here anymore. They have the roads blocked off, and the old valet area is the only thing left. News footage was from KSDK. Videos were done by Jim, and some narrations done by Midwest Mike.